Let's also talk about another stocks which is in news. Ujjivan Financial Services. They have started their small bank operation today. However, the stock is up about 1 to 2 odd percent. Now the management is now joining us. Mr. Ghosh, MD and CEO at Ujjivan Small Finance Bank Limited, is now joining us on a phone line from Bangalore. Mr. Ghosh, congratulations on your starting of your small finance bank. Can you just tell us how will it help Ujjivan Finance?
Well, this has been our dream, and we've been working on it for the last 2 years. We want to convert from a NBFC, where we are restricted in terms of product offering to our customers only to loans. Here we can offer a full range of services, including liabilities, remittances, third-party insurance, etc., which our customer base, which is the unserved and underserved segments of our society, desperately needs.
Right. How does it help in the cost of funding as well?
Yeah, obviously our cost of funding, as we build up our retail deposit base, will come down, and that we would be able to pass on that benefit to the customers.
Right. As far as cost of starting the bank, starting the operation, so in the next 2 or 3 quarters, the expenses would improve. However, at the same time, revenues may not grow up the same way.
Yeah, I think for a 2-year period, we are making very heavy investments in technology, in terms of branch infrastructure, in terms of people, also channels. So our costs will incur, our operating expenses ratio will go up a bit for the first 2 years, but then progressively it will decline. But it will be offset at the same time with a lower cost of funding.
Right. But how would it help in terms of margins? At least in the near term, it will be margin dilutive?
Margin diluted to a certain extent, very small extent, yeah. Because as I said, there's been offsetting reduction in our cost of funding.
Right. And when do you expect it to start delivering on the margins front? How much time in terms of investment would it take?
I think it would be 2 years' time when operating expense ratio will start declining again. So I think from then onward you will see, in terms of margins.
Can you just talk to us about the picture after demonetization? I'm talking about the normal MFI business, and how is it after demonetization?
Demonetization, obviously we had a problem because there was a currency shortage for the first 2 months. That has largely eased up to a large extent, and customers are not complaining any longer of currency shortage. However, as you know, most microfinance institutions, our customer base is largely in the unorganized sector, and some of the livelihoods have been affected. So consequently, customers who have now not been able to pay 2 or 3 installments have started repaying, but with a lag of, 1 installment at a time. So I think these kinds of things will get normalized over the next period of 6 months. From that perspective, though the currency shortage seems to be largely, that is under control.
Right. As far as the collections are concerned, have that started to pick up?
Yes, it has started picking up. So, for instance, our normal collections are 99% plus. So in November, our collections dropped to 90%. But people since then have started repaying, and our November collection has now moved up to 97%, So slowly people are repaying their older installments, and that's a positive development.
Right. And do you expect it to only increase going ahead?
Yeah, I think it will only get better, but I think there will be a small portion of people who will not be able to repay, and we have adequately provided for ourselves for that in the last quarter.
Right. Just a word on the cost of funding, not apart from, of course, this bank, but I wanted to understand that one good thing about demonetization is that cost of funding would come down.
Yeah, definitely. I think it will help us in our raising of liability, I think since we are targeting mainly on the unserved and underserved sectors, who largely saved in cash and in unorganized sectors, I think they will be now easier to motivate to bring the money and save within the banking system. Though we have designed over last 2 years, we have designed based on market research, all our products, delivery mechanisms, technology, etc. And even our branches have been redesigned so that they feel comfortable and using all these this thing, including ATMs, which are biometric ATMs. So I think over time they will start moving in as they feel more comfortable with us.
Right. Sir, thank you so much for taking out time for us, and congratulations on opening of the new small finance bank. It can be very, very marginally dilutive as far as margins are concerned in the near term, but over the long term they would benefit from cost of funding coming down. Let's go back. Let's go to another management. The management at Sonata Software.